All right, welcome to the 17th episode of 23 Real, 20 minutes of real talk with real producers in real estate, brought to you by Ohio Real Title and hosted by me, Rick Capretta. Today's guest has closed about 10 million in volume and closed close to 60 homes over this past year, and he's only been in real estate for 3 years. This husband and father enjoys time with his family, namely fishing with his kids. I'd like to welcome to 23 Real, John Wegloski of Asa Cox Homes.
Hey,
John,
Rick.
what's going on, buddy?
Not much, buddy. How you doing?
Another day in paradise. First snow of the year.
I couldn't believe it snowed last night.
I know. Did you guys have a little on the ground over there?
Oh yeah. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, we got to take our cushions and all that stuff out of there this week here, man. It's gonna start getting nasty pretty soon.
I talk about nasty. I was down at that garbage Browns game yesterday, and that wind was insane, and it was like ice pelting. It was bad.
Better than you than me down there.
I agree.
I'll sit here and watch it in my front of my TV instead.
I was going to say, sounds like you've been so busy with real estate that there's no way you would have wasted 5 hours in travel time and game time to go down there.
I know. I missed the game. I missed almost the whole game late yesterday because I was doing real estate all day with the deal. So it's great.
I wouldn't say you missed anything. So you're in good shape. So, all right. Well, John and I met at the very beginning of this year. He'd worked with Ohio Real Title because he works with Asa Cox Homes. And then John and I started working a little bit closer right around January. And I don't think either of us could have predicted the storm that this year would have been, because we haven't seen each other face to face since January. So
I know it's been crazy. I mean, Asa and I talked about that when everything started coming along with the COVID. We were really concerned. What's going to happen with business, and it just was the opposite of what we expected. We couldn't keep up.
March and April were a little scary as everybody just stopped, right? The world stopped, but then it went crazy. So
yeah, it was great.
You still have any clients that maybe were a little older or had some health concerns that wanted to list still at the beginning of the year that still haven't come around to really do anything yet? Or did everybody pretty much make that decision this summer?
Yeah, we still have a couple. I still have a couple older clients that they're still concerned with the COVID. They're concerned about having clients, buyers coming into their house right now. And with them also looking for houses, they just kind of want to wait till everything dies down, which I totally agree with them.
I don't blame them at all. So, all right, cool. All right, well, let's jump into this thing. First topic, you've been around and interested in real estate for quite a while. I know you were an investor and you were rehabbing homes before you became an agent. So kind of walk me through what got you into real estate, what all were you doing, and go from there.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny. I've been rehabbing homes. I rehabbed homes for like 10 years. And the person that got me into that was my wife's stepfather got me into rehabbing homes. He asked me one day, he's like, when I met my wife, he's like, what do you want to do with your life? And
when you grow up.
Yeah, he goes, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I told him, I said, I always wanted to learn how to rehab a home.
Uh-huh.
And I'll be honest, I couldn't even pick up a paintbrush back then. I didn't know what I was doing. And he and his wife, Eva, they took me through the whole process. I mean, they taught me how to do plumbing, heating. I mean, you name it, putting a deck on, everything. It was, I thank the both of them for, teaching me everything. And then I went on my own of rehabbing homes myself.
Okay.
I worked at at Value City Furniture. So I would work at Value City probably till like around 8, 9 o'clock at night, leave and go rehab homes, work on the homes till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oof.
Then I'd go to sleep for a few hours and go back to Value City.
Which location was that?
The one in Menor.
Okay.
Menor Avenue. Yeah.
Okay.
I was over there. I worked there for about 5 years while I was rehabbing the homes too. Throughout my career of rehabbing homes, me and my wife, we got married, we had kids, and I kind of noticed that I was spending a little bit more time on the rehabbing side than taking care of my family.
Yeah.
And I just said, okay, it's I rehabbed my last house, and that was about 3 years ago. Okay. And I said, all right, that was it. I was done.
How many in total do you think you ended up doing on your own?
I did probably about 15 or 16 homes.
Wow.
But I did it all, basically, on my own. I mean, we'd rehab homes. I'd get them back on the market within 6 to 8 weeks after buying them. Yeah.
You're an animal.
Yeah. It was nuts. It was nuts.
So I'm sorry. You can finish that thought there. I was going to say your in-laws, was that what they did for their sole income, or how did they get into that?
No, just my wife's stepfather. He was just a very, very handy guy, along with Eva as well. They were very handy. They know how to do everything. They just have that knack of knowing how to fix things. And it was. I mean, I've learned so much from them. It helped me out, like I said, going on my own. And once I realized I was spending too much time doing that than my family, and I gave up rehabbing homes. Now, my wife, I got to give her all the credit, because she's the one that pushed me to get my license.
Okay.
She really did. I said, I'd like to, stay in the real estate market, stay doing this because I love it.
Right.
And she's like, why don't you just become a realtor? You love working with people. You've done sales your whole life. And she pushed me to go do it. And I studied my ass off. I mean, for 6 months I studied. The kids would go to bed at 9 o'clock at night, and I would study from 9 to 1 in the morning for 6 months.
Yeah.
And took my test, passed it on the first try, which I had to ask the lady like 5 times. I'm like, are you sure you got the right guy? I'm like, you sure you got the right guy?
Yeah.
And from there, Asa, basically, she helped me buy and sell all my rehabs.
Okay.
And Asa has such a great heart. She really does. I mean, what you see is what you get with her.
Absolutely. She is a sweetheart.
She is. And I did not even think twice about where I'm going to go when I got my license. Yeah. I didn't think about trying any other brokerages. She treated me good. I could trust her. And I just went to Ace and said, do you mind if I work for you? And she was so excited.
Oh, sure. So then how did you even end up working with Asa as your realtor?
Well, I mean, after I got my license, I worked with her. And to be truthful with you,
I'm sorry. When you're rehabbing, how did you hook up with her?
I hooked up with her through my wife's mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just knew each other.
Gotcha.
Everybody knows Asa.
Right.
Everybody's heard of Asa Cox.
Of course.
Asa. And that's how I ended up hooking up with her. And be truthful with you, my first year as a realtor, I told my wife I didn't know what to expect.
Uh-huh.
I told her, I said my goal was 3 homes
for
the whole year. I'm like, if I can get 3 homes, I'll be excited.
Right.
I ended up doing 24 my first year.
8 times is better than your expectation.
Yeah. So I was so excited. A lot of the business that I end up getting, and I still get, is all referrals. A lot of them are referrals. If I truly feel if I do a good job for you, you're just going to pass the word off to another person that's looking at selling their home or buying them, and it's really snowballing. I mean, I'm getting calls from, this person referred this person on, can you come out and take a look at my home, or I'm looking for a home. Can you help me out?
Good.
So it's growing.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, definitely it's growing. So this will kind of bring us into the next couple of questions. So when we first met, you were telling me about a program that you were developing, which I thought was pretty cool because, which kind of goes in the next question. You're talking about starting to do this full time and you wanted to have some sort of edge. So why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners what exactly that program was and how it's worked and how it's changed your business?
Okay. So basically my biggest thing is when I'm helping buyers and I'm helping my sellers out, it's key to listen to them. Okay. You have to listen to what their needs are, not just, okay, I'm going to help you market your house. I'm going to help you sell it. I'm going to help you find it. I also ask them, what other importance do you have? And a lot of them that I talk to is the stress of cleaning the house first off before they show it, or before they move into a house, or biggest thing is moving into a house, or actually moving to their next destination.
Most stressful part.
It is finding a moving company. How much do they charge? Setting up the times and dates. I look around my house. I'm like, oh my God, it'd be a hot mess, right?
Right.
So me and Asa, we worked together for a long time on this. It took a long time to basically pinpoint what we could actually do to help our sellers at Asa Cox for the brokerage. So it's called the Gold Program. And how it simply works is if I put somebody's house up for sale, before I do that, her name is Lizette. She comes out there and she professionally cleans the whole house.
Okay.
She vacuums, she cleans the windows, she cleans the countertops down. She's a very hard worker. I've had nothing but positive feedback on her, the best in the world. So once she cleans the house and, we go about us, promoting the house and marketing it and selling it, I set up, it's called a company called Boxed Up Moving.
Okay.
So they come to the house, they move the whole house, right? Couches, refrigerators, stoves, everything you have in that house to your next destination, as long as it's within a 75-mile radius. Okay.
That's a big range.
It is. It's huge.
Yeah.
75-mile radius to your next destination for free. So I help them out with the cleaning, the marketing, the selling, and the free moving company. It's called the Gold Program. Yeah. We chose the Gold Program because it's simply the best program. I don't know any other realtors that do that. I might be wrong, but in talking to everybody else, I don't know anybody that's doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe definitely not that hands-on or that comprehensive. I think I remember seeing some agents used to have their own box truck, right? They'd let you borrow the box truck, but other than that, I'm not familiar with any other program like that.
Yeah, Ed, his name is Ed from Boxed Up Moving. He literally, will set up the date and time for the closing, and when you're moving out to the next place, him and his assistants, they come up to the house, they literally just started picking up couches, boxes, stoves, everything. Loading up. They have 2 huge trucks, and they just load it up, take it to the next side. The sellers don't have to touch anything.
Right. I was gonna say, so I would assume that they won't box stuff. If you want to contract them out to actually box stuff, I imagine that's another place where they could make a little extra. That's something that they would do for an extra charge.
Yeah. So I ask my sellers to, if they have glasses, plates, figurines, china, fine china, everything like that. I asked them to box all that stuff up for us. And then literally Ed and his assistants literally pick up those boxes in the truck.
Perfect.
It saves time. It's one thing that's less stressful for the sellers.
Right. No, that's awesome. I know that's always the last thing, and then it becomes the biggest pain of a thing. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So then going along with that, I think we mentioned at that point you were ready to jump off. You had obviously good luck. That first year was 24. Do you remember how many houses you sold your second year?
Second was like 35 or 36 homes. So it just kept on increasing by like 10 or 15%.
So this year you basically will have done what you did in your first 2 years combined in 1 year.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Exploded this year for me.
Right. So after Value City, you were working in the corporate world, and that's when you're saying, all right, I think I'm going to do this thing full time. That's when we were talking about the gold package. So tell us kind of what you had to have in place before you made that jump and how that transition's been.
So I worked for a company. Their name was Dealer Tire. Great company. I worked with them for about 9 years, and I was a sales consultant. So basically what I did in a nutshell was I sold tires to dealerships. But then I would send trainers and consultants, and then we would have 3 to 4 day meetings, teaching them how to grow their business over 1 to 5 to 6 years. So I would help them increase their revenue. Right? It was a great company. Don't get me wrong, but I knew that my passion was really with real estate, selling. And my wife said, just go for it. Go. Just do it. You're doing great. You love selling, helping people, buy homes. And it was just a leap of faith. It really
Yeah.
it was just the leap of faith where I woke up one morning and said, all right, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
Any regrets?
Not at all. Not
Yeah.
at all. I mean, I'm able to spend more time with my family. I'm able to actually do what I enjoy doing. I mean, I really don't even consider being a realtor. I don't consider this work at all.
Yeah.
Because I love it. It's
Yeah.
great. I've helped so many people. I mean, you'll look on, if you go on Zillow, for instance, if you go if you put my name underneath there, you'll see the reviews,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all positive. I don't, and when I ask them, to put a review in there, I tell them to put in their honest feedback, because I need to know sometimes if there's something that, I can do better. I ask them, I said, at the end of a transaction, what do you like? What did you not like? What can I do better as a realtor
Mm-hmm.
to constantly improve? And I think the biggest thing about, that is just, you need to listen to the clients. You need to listen to them. It's, to me, it's 15% talking, 85% listening.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, that's just going to be you talking, and you're not going to ever uncover anything.
Yeah. It's funny because, I'll talk to my last clients. They, I like to hear what they have to say. I mean, they're talking, they tell me about their, they like to sit out on the porch or on the decks, at nighttime. They like to drink their wine, So, I mean, that stuff goes, I remember that, So, after end of the transaction, I like to give each person a thank you gift.
Mm-hmm.
That person there, they love wine. So
Yeah.
I got them a nice bottle of wine saying thank you.
Absolutely.
They're in their back of their minds, they're like, wow, he actually listened to me.
Yeah.
He actually was listening to me when I was talking about, about what they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Which
perfect.
That goes a long way.
Absolutely. All right. A couple more little questions here. So I know obviously you love and respect Asa. She's been great. What do you like best about working with Asa?
Well, boy, I mean, there's a lot. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things I could say about Asa, but I can truly just say she's genuine. When I talk to her on the phone, when I talk to her in person, when she talks to clients, she's the same person. She doesn't, there's not like a different personality. She doesn't act a different way. What you see is what you get with Asa.
Absolutely. And I have to say one thing about Asa. All those things are absolutely true. I've never seen anyone's phone ring as much as that poor girl's phone rings. She is working nonstop.
And she doesn't freak out either.
No, she's cool the whole time. It's insane. I'd be losing my mind.
Yeah. I'd be like, what? What's going on? But she just answers the phone nice and calm.
Right.
And she has the time for you. And, even though she has 10 other people calling, you would never know it.
No, I agree. It's great. So, all right, we're getting close here on time. So a couple last quick questions. We already kind of talked about COVID and how crazy this market's been. So if you're going to leave the listeners with one thing, what would you want them to take away from our discussion today?
From myself, and, I can't tell you from me and with Asa, our brokerage, and to be honest with you, a lot of other brokerages out there, there's a lot of great companies out there. There's a lot of great realtors out there. There truly is. I think of all the transactions that I've worked with, I could say there's about, probably 99% of them are all great realtors. I mean, they're all great to work with. We're here to help you. I'm here to help you. Like I said, we, as Asa Cox, our brokerage, we enjoy doing what we do. We don't sell 800 plus homes by luck, every year. We have a lot of great realtors in our brokerage. And you can put your house up for sale by owner, and you got a shot of selling it. But, a lot of people just like taking that stress off their plate and just put it on ours. I tell people that. I said, hey, once I list your house, just go about your everyday life. I said, I'll take the rest. I got it. I got you.
Keep it straight, and we'll show it and we'll sell it.
Yeah, I mean, I am not a suit and tie kind of person. I'll be the first person to say that. You know, I drive a blue pickup truck. I wear a t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm not myself, I can't be myself.
Right.
You know, and a lot of customers really appreciate that.
I think a lot of people would appreciate that instead of somebody trying to be somebody else. So that's fantastic. So I want you guys to take a look here at some of the social media places where you can find John, his personal page on Facebook. You can also find Ace Cox Homes on Facebook and John's personal webpage there. And John, we're at our time limit, so you don't even have to tell your credit card story, man.
I know that was crazy. And the one last thing, since you mentioned the social media, I just like to tell you that, I stress and I encourage my buyers and sellers to go on my Facebook page, because it's good to get to know who your realtor is, get to know about their family, so there is a good connection. I tell people, I said, just go on Facebook, check me out. Just check me out first. Make sure you like everything you see. Exactly.
Like you say, what you see is what you get. So you might as well preview it, taste, right? Or preview it first. Perfect. All right. Well, look, I really want to thank you, John, for coming on today. I wish you much more success here in 2021 and the rest of crazy 2020. And again, thank you very much.
You got it. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right. Thanks, John.
See ya.
Bye-bye.